Sorry, no Tackle Warehouse Tuesday today, but hang in there. Check out this boat wrap that my buddy Ed Loughran of the Missile Baits crew, he's in the circle, getting his boat wrap today, and let's take a look at that. It looks pretty slick. Obviously, the boat's not done yet. Kevin from Printing Path is actually wrapping this boat, and then he's going to wrap John's boat, and then he's going to wrap John's truck. Ed's is first, and he's got some decals to put on it, this and that, but dude, honestly, this is probably one of the prettiest bass cats I've ever seen. It's black with silver. I think Ed said they call it Black Fox for the pinstripe, or that's what they used to call me in high school, was Black Fox. But it's a pretty boat. Like, I don't know if I'd have wrapped it, Ed, but I know you got to represent your sponsors. Ed was a rookie last year on the Elites, and he's coming in strong this year on the Elites. Good dude. Make sure you go follow Ed. I'll put his Instagram stuff probably somewhere around in here. Like I said, no Tackle Warehouse Tuesday, but we're going to do a little deal because our very own Andy had his first Bass Open as a boater on the Kissimmee chain, and homeboy started out, he had 3 fish on day 1 with like 8 pounds, 712. He was in 176th or something like that. Day 2, homeboy done come up and caught like a sack, ended up in 47th place. Not bad for his premier debut on the Bassmaster Open as a boater, rolling up in there, just done pretty good. So we're gonna ask him what he caught him on and what all he did and how his experience was on his first Open. We'll see how he feels about it.
All right, so we booked a house on the south end of Kissimmee, which is like, I mean, at the very, very bottom. Like, we're at the point, Grape Hammock was where we were. So I spent most of my practice in Kissimmee. Practicing, I figured out what I thought I figured out some stuff in Kissimmee. Turns out, wasn't that good. My game plan was to go shallow with a swim jig for the first hour and a half to like 9:30. So I roll up in there day 1. I catch like a 2-pounder. My co-angler catches a 3. Not too happy about. And then I move a big fish, a real big fish. I caught a fish, my co-angler caught a fish, and I'm like, all right, it's time to go lock through. So, and here's another thing about locking through. You lock through, you've got to kind of judge your time that you can spend down there, because you don't want to get caught at a roadblock in the lock. If you do that, your tournament's over with. You're going to get DQ'd. So I go to Kissimmee. I catch one fish. So I got 2 fish for about 4 pounds. I'm like, all right, I got to lock back through to Toho. I get to Toho, and I had marks. So it's obvious, plain as day, and there's no one on it. It's a fish attractor. It's a buoy. Says it on there. You graph around, and the brush piles were actually off the right-hand side of it. So I sat at the fish attractor and casted off of it. And I caught a 4-pounder there. So I'm like, all right. And that was lucky on my, that's the only bite I got there. So I go back to the ramp after day 1, 3 fish for 712. So I'm sitting there thinking, what am I going to do day 2? I got to scrap my practice pretty much. I go and I start fishing offshore, right? First thing, fishing offshore, my co-angler's got a rattle trap, half-ounce rattle trap, just banging them every cast. They're little fish, though. We didn't move areas. We stayed in the same area for like 6 hours. I caught them on a jerk bait. I caught them on a swim bait. I caught them on a Cinco, caught them on a fluke. And my bigger fish came on dead stick in a fluke, a watermelon red fluke, and a laminate black and blue Cinco. The one bite that I had on Kissimmee I had one mat that had fish in it. And the mat was so thick, it wasn't allowing me multiple punches in there. So I switched to the missile crawl, the June blue bug, punched in there, and I caught a 4 and a 3 right off the bat. Boom, boom. So that was my go-to punching bait down there. But all the baits that I was using were not punching, not swim baits. They were all basically stick baits or, fluke style doing nothing baits. So it's a little recap.